It's going to take just a second to get people coming on board. And so today I want to welcome to Peace Meds my good friend Monica Goose. She has been a friend of mine. She lives in Hot Springs, and y'all, I'm going to start interviewing some local Hot Springs people so that y'all can get to know just how absolutely cool this town is. I mean, I'm going to give it up. We are the next Sedona, and without a doubt, without a doubt. So this is Monica Goose, and like most Hot Springs residents, she spends her time being mostly beautiful and having fun.
Thank you, Kimberly.
We do play a lot up here, don't we?
We play a lot. We do. We do.
Yes. Yes, we go swimming. We go hiking. We get together. There's fires.
Outdoors, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just this is a wonderful place to be. And so Monica does many things. One of the things that you do is this access bars.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, I've seen so many amazing changes when people do this therapy, and that's little known. And so I'm going to say, if y'all come up to Hot Springs, please connect with Monica on that alone, because I've seen so many people. It really helps clear the head and get you connected from the head to the heart and focused. Everybody I've seen who's had it done, me included, it really brings the focus in. And I think
that I'm finding the same results with the Healy that we're going to talk about today.
Well, I was going to segue in and say, really, the access bars was something, it was so new. So you're always the queen of the newest, the latest, because you do work with the Galactics, because you are working with the Ascended Masters. You're bringing in the newest and the latest first.
Well, you know what? Honestly, the bars has been around for 25 years.
Well, you brought it to Hot Springs first.
I brought it to us, right? Or again, right. It's popped up a few times here in Hot Springs, and very powerful. So I've been doing different healing modalities for over 20 years. And when I came across the bars, I dumped everything else because it was so powerful. It is so powerful. And I'm kind of in that space again, where I'm transitioning away from bars. I will still do it because it's wonderful. It's great.
Well, I'm putting you out there. I want people to know, because I think that's fabulous. And as fabulous as that is, that's really still nothing compared to what we're fixing to talk about today.
Right. It's just it's the tip of the iceberg. It's different. It's different. The bars is very similar to defragging a computer by holding different points on the head. And like I said, been around for 25 years, very proven, lots of great testimonials. Access consciousness, the bars, look it up online if you have any interest in it. It's really powerful and good.
But then you blew me away with the access bars. I got to be honest with you. And saw you last summer, and you put me down, and you're touching my head, and you're doing all this, and I'm feeling it. I'm seeing what's moving. I'm like, well, Monica, this just shifted out, and this, and wait, hold that just a little bit longer, and I could really feel this energy moving through me and clearing. Okay, but then when you brought the Healy over, as you said, it's just a game changer. It's just a complete game changer.
It is a game changer. Yes, absolutely. It is the bridge between physical matter and the non-physical. So there's a lot of things that can happen in there. Lots of different programs available.
Right. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. The program was just...
Tell the story, sweetie. Why don't you tell the story about the day that I came down with the Healy? What happened?
Well, some of y'all know that in November, it was before Thanksgiving, I lost two of my pets, two beloved pets, in the same day, within an hour of each other. It was extremely devastating, to say the least. because as the people that know me know, I love my critters. I mean, I love my critters. And but these were, they weren't the two butthead pets. It was the two favorite pets, and within an hour of each other. And honestly, the next day, Monica came over, and I looked at her and I just told her, I said, I'm not okay. I'm just not okay. And so she pulled this thing out of her purse, and it looks like this. Okay. I mean, it's not big. And she had me wear it, and we talked. And we talked. And so you ran, I think, 2 programs on me.
Started with emotional balance, emotional well-being.
Yeah, and that really helped. And then I think you ran the liver after that. And so then as you were walking out of the house, I was laughing with you. And I had to stop and I said, whoa, I haven't even thought about smiling in 24 hours, much less laughing. Now, I was still hurting from the loss, but I wasn't cowered in a corner in a box, unable to do anything other than just talk to me and leave me alone. I was actually back fully present, dealing with my emotional loss rather than being stuck in a box that I couldn't get out of.
And I found that with the mental emotional parts of when you're working with that with the Healy, it's not like it suppresses it. It allows you to move through it more quickly. That's been my experience.
Right. I mean, I was still hurting because of my pets, because of my loss, but I wasn't feeling like I was coming at it from a place of depression.
You weren't devastated by it.
Right. I wasn't in that place anymore. It moved me to a place where I could function and be with you. Because when you first came over, I couldn't be with you. I couldn't be present in the moment. I was just kind of there. It was a shell of me. And I was back full and whole and feeling love again. And so, yeah, this Healy and the liver, for those of y'all who know, I worked the oil spill, and I got a little tiny 4 times the lethal limit exposure to benzene. Anyway, hard to kill, but still having to deal with the liver problems after that. And this Healy has, Monica, I really owe you a debt of gratitude for this.
Really?
Because yes.
What are your results showing?
Well, right now I just got my blood drawn, so I haven't seen, what those results are, the difference. However, what I'm really noticing, I was starting to have a lot of acute pain. This was new, and I don't bitch and I don't complain and I don't whine. I don't share that side of me. Okay, I'm mystical, magical, and virtually immortal, and nothing's going to change that.
Exactly. Bravo.
Yes, and so, but it was getting kind of bad with the acute pain. So when I would go to move, my liver would cramp and grab really hard, and I'd have to stop and let the cramps stop. And I did discuss this with my doctor at the last appointment, and she said it's because the liver's enlarging. However, what I didn't discuss with her was the Healy, because we started this in November, I started working with the Healy, and I saw my doctor early this month, February. And so it's only had 2 months, but I only get acute stabbing pains maybe once a week now, rather than 2 or 3 a day.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I'd have to say we've put something in reverse. That would just be my guess. And that's not a medical diagnosis. And
no, it's not.
By the way, let me throw this in here as a disclaimer.
Yeah, let's do our disclaimer. Yes.
Right. Neither one of us are physicians. If you have a real medical problem, please go see a real physician and have it addressed. Okay, we're coming to you for information and entertainment purposes only.
So one of the ways that Healy works, now mind you, there are 3 different technologies in this one gizmo gadget. One of them, or actually they all will increase the cell voltage. So what I've noticed with my own body is as we age, apparently, I don't know this, but the cell voltage goes down. So the energy in each individual cell is reduced. And by reducing that, so that's part of what happens naturally as we age. And like last summer, mind you, we live in beautiful Arkansas.
Right.
I couldn't get out of bed. I just couldn't get out. I was so tired all the time. I could not get out of bed. I would be, 11 o'clock, I'd still be in bed thinking, can I wait till noon and still make it look okay? And
well, you had a lot more going on than just the lockdowns. You live way out in the country, and your life was based around being fairly social, and so that the COVID lockdowns affected you in that way, and it affected some of your money, but you had a bigger devastating loss.
I had a huge devastating loss. In May of 2019, my husband of 19 years died suddenly and unexpectedly. It absolutely devastated me. I went into shock. My brain went into shock. I didn't
because he was healthy. It was really unexpected.
It was really. He went from happy and healthy to gone in a matter of 15 minutes. I had even as a healer, I did not have an experience like this myself in the past. So to be traumatized like that, it was my first experience with really PTSD to the point that I wasn't functioning. A year and a half later, my brain still wasn't working right.
Well, you pink clouded hard. You pink clouded real hard. I was concerned.
I clouded hard. Yes, I did. I did absolutely everything I could. I was very
myself. Yeah. And so then on the butt end of that, then all this crazy comes, and so then you're really locked down and shut in.
Right. So yeah, I definitely had a difficult year, and like I said, it changed the biology of my brain. My brain wasn't working right at all for a year and a half. One of the benefits I've noticed from using the Healy is that mental balance. So there's a whole set of programs for mental balance, and it's really helped put me back together in ways that I can't even imagine, having not had the opportunity to have this. I mean, my life would be entirely different. I'd still be a basket case.
You've come back, like I was talking about after I did the Healy, you're back, you're present, you're functioning.
Yes,
you're not in that box hidden away from everybody else.
Right.
You're fully present in your body.
And I'm on social media for the first time ever. I'm a technophobe and I don't like being out there. And so, yeah, I think these are all things that I can attribute to this increased mental balance and the happiness, the connectedness. I feel a sense of connectedness to something that's bigger than me. And, these are also where we're working with frequencies. So this is, these are technologies that will use frequency to affect our physical and our mental, emotional balance in a way that is very beneficial. And the biggest issue that, like I said, getting back to the cell voltage, there are different ways of using Healy. One of them is with these wristbands that actually puts microcurrent. Let me see if I can get microcurrent.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm trying to check the comments, and this just, I had the volume turned down. This shouldn't have happened.
Oops.
Speaking of technophobe, all right, and I'm going to throw that out there because you had said technophobe, and we've got a lot of comments. So, and that's just on Facebook. I'll get to the comments in just a second, y'all. All right, this is totally technical. You've got to use your phone and a device and an app, and so even if y'all are going, I can't use that. I don't know how to use that. Really, if you can turn it on. Oh, where am I? Okay. If you can turn it on and turn on your app on your phone, that's really all the tech you need.
I'm a total technophobe. I hate it. Absolutely. I'm bad at it. And if I can do this, anybody can do this. And I can even talk people through how to do this. And, I have to say, Healy as a company is amazing. They have a tremendous resources, 5-minute video to teach you how to set it up. You get it in the mail and it just, you look it up and you're set up in minutes.
Yeah.
Although
you download the app.
You do need to download this, but all that is, there are 5-minute videos for everything to explain how to get you in there.
You scan the back of the device, it connects to your app, and they know what programs you've purchased, and you're good to go immediately.
Well, I have to say, you have to charge it for 3 hours. It has to, you want to put a full charge on it before you use it. So it's the one thing that you must be patient. You must be patient. You've got to, when you get it in the mail, open it up, plug it in right away so that when you have the time to work with it, it's ready to go for you. Because there's nothing more disappointing than you're wanting to do it and then you can't because you have to wait for it to charge. So those are the longest 3 hours of your life.
Right. Well, I think I opened my package at night and I charged it overnight because I remember you saying that it takes a minute to get it charged. So, all right. So I'm going to the YouTube one and let's see. Hold on. And make sure my volume's down. Okay. Okay. Let me see some of the hey Sophie and hey Dave and hey Priscilla. Hey everybody. Okay, I'm glad y'all have joined us.
Hi to Kimberly's audience. I'm so excited I'm getting to connect with them. This is wonderful. This is a whole new world for me.
Now, as a healer, you can use the Healy if you've got to purchase the right program.
Right. So let me talk a little bit about how the Healy is. The Healy has different levels of software. There's one piece of hardware. Everybody gets the same one. It's the Healy, this little guy that you showed. There are some bands that you can use to get microcurrent flowing into your body. And that is the FDA cleared application, is with the microcurrent and for local temporary pain relief. That is the only part of Healy that is FDA approved. Not approved, I apologize. Cleared, I said it right the first time. So basically can't hurt you. And sorry, my train of thought left the station. I should have put on my focus and concentration.
I think you could wear the Healy 24 hours a day for a week, and I just could not perceive a negative effect from that.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say with the bands, it's recommended only 3 times a day. And having experienced tremendous increase in my cell voltage, I'm going to tell you that you wouldn't want to run it more than that.
Well, I don't wear the I don't wear the wristbands with it. I just take it and put it in my pocket. Right. And I've run it for, there have been several nights that or days that I ran it the whole day, as long as I could keep it charged, and then plug it back in and charge it back up and do it. But I was having days where I was not feeling, beautiful and lovely, and I could do the Healy, and then I'm feeling beautiful and lovely.
You feel amazing, right? It's good.
The emotional,
Microcurrent, right? So microcurrent is only one of the three ways that the frequencies can get sent. One is through the electromagnetic field, and that's by just simply clipping it on. As long as you're within 3 feet of the Healy, so you can leave it on your bed nightstand or whatever.
yeah,
And to be honest, I'm a little lazy. I didn't really want to use these to begin with. So for the first 5.5 months that I've been using it, I didn't use them. I just used the electromagnetic field therapy.
like what I'm doing.
Exactly. And however, I can tell you, this really amps it up. You start using these, and I notice, really, the amount of increase in the energy level by using them is much more than, although it's still very effective, because I can, one of the things that happened, so when I was 29, I shattered my tibial plateau. A lot of rehab, a lot of this, a lot of that. So I still have issues with my knee and my hip. And up until last year, I was walking up and down the stairs in my house one at a time. And not too long ago, and I'm not conscious of these. I'm not conscious of these things, but like one day I ran down the stairs, and one of my housemates was like, "Did you just run down the stairs?" Like, yeah, I did. So I'm not even consciously aware of it, but it's the prolonged use. I use it every day, and the statistic is over 80% of the people who buy a Healy use it every single day.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing for, because I'm also one of these people that I don't stick with things. I'll start with something, and then 2 weeks later I'm done with it. I've cycled through 100 pieces of exercise equipment. I just I get bored easily. I have ADD, adult ADD. I don't stick with anything. I stick with this. I do this every single day. And if I'm not working on me, I'm working on somebody else. I am running it all the time.
You can do this remotely, right?
Yes.
This has really changed the dynamic. Yeah, this has changed the dynamic of your healing practice.
It absolutely has. Yeah. I mean, you can do remote healing. The frequencies that are in the software package, the resonance package, that's the granddaddy. That is the one that when you have that level of software, then you can enter in individual clients, and you can send the frequencies. As long as you get some basic information from them, photograph, if it's available, their date of birth, and where they were born, we enter all that in, and that will give the Healy an energetic signature to go find you in the universe. So then it will know, based on that information, who's the receiver of this energy. And then we can set up the time of how long you want to run a program for. And there's more programs available with the resonance package. It's everything that comes. It's really everything. There are
I know. It is amazing. And I was just on the website the other day, and I noticed that there's a program you can add for vitamins and nutrition.
Yes, those are subscriptions. And yes, there are a couple of subscriptions available now, but you don't need them. I mean, if all you want is, I want the basics, I got them, that's great. The subscriptions are wonderful.
I just got the basic model, and I will upgrade. There's no doubt about it, but it does fine for me. Now I'm considering, since talking to you about the hand things, but I stay too busy. I'm constantly moving.
Right.
And so I just think that would, I just put it in my bra, turn it on, and do my thing. And then my phone beeps and says, "Oh, this program's over." And I'd say, "Oh, well, what other program shall I run today?"
I I know, it's fun, isn't it? So, well, and in the Healy resonance program, the Healy will actually determine what your body needs the most right now and send
Right.
those frequencies. So that's an option. It'll actually choose from the top 5 whatever your body is needing the most in frequency, it's going to send.
Yes.
So it'll choose that.
So I wanted to talk about with frequencies, and there's this girl. Okay. And anyway, I've known her for quite a while, because she works at where I work out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of, she was over here, she was getting CBDs because I have a little shop in my house. And you would come over and we started talking, and she pulls her Healy out of her purse. Now, at the time, Healy was kind of unheard of.
Right. At the time, there were like 7,000 Healys sold in the United States. And she pulls one out of her purse. I nearly fell out of my chair. How does that happen?
Right? And so we all start talking, and her big game changer with this, and I know because I had seen her daily as I'm working out. She was in that box that I talk about, separated. And when I first met her, she was not what I would say alive and fully present. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I watched her change at the gym. I had no idea that she was doing the Healy. And she said her big takeaway, besides removing her pain, because she's been in car accidents and a lot, and she has a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, besides pulling her back from her pain, and this blew me and Monica away. She said, I don't have fear anymore.
Yeah, she says to me, she said, I'm fearless. I'm like, have you always been fearless? She says, no, I used to be afraid of everything. So
And she
what's changed? What's different? Oh, yeah. I've been using the Healy for 3 months.
But she said now she'll get up on a ladder and get on her roof. And like I said, I see her at the gym. So I know when I first met her, she was meek, little mild, kind of mousy, oh, did you talk to me? Just kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And our whole presence and stature changed. She's fully present. Wow. She's fully integrated in. And I have to say, the more I get to know the Healy, this is like your own personal med bed. We don't have to wait for the med beds, guys. They're here.
This is the cutting edge technology. Absolutely.
And med beds are going to be about $100,000 to use.
It'll be out of my price range, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely much more in the price range. Right. Just FYI. Now, what about other people, Monica? What are some of the really dramatic things you've seen with this?
Oh, okay. Well, I've had a couple of interesting things happen because I run an Airbnb at my house. So I rent out a couple rooms, and often when
I'm going to interrupt you just a second, y'all, because I know her personally. She has an amazing, beautiful house. Tell us just a little bit about your house. We might sell your Airbnb a little bit here too.
Okay, why not, right? Hey, you can come here and get some healing. We're the original spa city here in Arkansas, Hot Springs. So, I have a 5-bedroom home, and I rent out 3 of them through Airbnb. It has a separate upstairs. It's pretty much a second living room upstairs. Lots of great places for people to hang out, enjoy nature. And we've even built a little nature trail in the back of the house now. And of course, the Lake Ouachita, is less than 10 minutes away.
Right. And and during the summer, we all go swimming.
We all go swimming.
And don't they say that the largest crystal in the world is at the base of Lake Ouachita?
I don't know. I think that's folklore. There's definitely some powerful folklore. There's definitely some very, very powerful crystals here in Arkansas.
Well, do you remember when the Maori came up here?
Yes.
Okay, so We had the Maori up here, and one of the things they really wanted to do, and I had to make sure it was in their schedule to be able to do it. They
Mhm.
wanted to go to Lake Washita. Now, the Maori, for those of you who don't know, they're the shamans from New Zealand, and they are amazing. I mean, just hands down amazing. Normally, these people are the type of people that get called out by royalty and people with a lot of money. After they worked on me the first time, I was an inch taller and have stayed that way. Okay. Their whole thing, well, the whole reason they came to Hot Springs was so that they could go to Lake Washita, because
Mhm.
in their belief system, Lake Washita is one of the sacred lakes. And so
Sounds
maybe that
right.
folklore about that crystal may not be folklore.
Oh no, it's true.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to do disclaimers for everything. We live in a politically correct society. I have to disclaim everything. So that's my, yeah.
Oh, all right. So I interrupted you. What are some? All right. So you've got your Airbnb, and we've
Okay, so
got
my
beautiful.
Airbnb. So yeah, so my guests, yeah, they can also get massages here and stuff. It's wonderful. I often will interact with my guests, and some of them are interested in having Healy sessions. So then I'll run them on two really notable incidents. One, the girl, so I get it running on the wife, and
Right.
she was here with her husband and her son, her teenage son. And they left here, they were heading home, and I was running it. Like I said, I have the residence program, so I'm able to run it remotely. Got it started on her before she left the house. They went out to breakfast, and the husband and the son got into a fight, and um she was fine with it. Normally, she said, I would be upset, I would have some kind of reaction to it, but here they are, they're in a fight with each other, and she's just peaceful and calm, didn't phase her one gut. I was running the um the the aura balancing
Hmm.
program on her at the time. So she's getting her aura balanced, she's receiving the frequencies she needs in every moment
Right.
to for her well-being. And so
Right.
she did not get dragged into any of their drama. And then on the ride home, she told me, she said, the ride home, normally I'd have been stressed, I'd have been upset. They were still at it, they're miserable with each other. And
Yeah.
she said, I just was zen. I was just in the front seat, and I just felt good. And yeah, she got home. She was like, I want one. I want one. I need that. I need to be able to have access to that kind of zen for no good reason. And so that was great. She's loving her Healy. And then I had
Yeah.
another one recently, young gal, well, not too young, but old enough to be in the middle of an ugly divorce. I think they all are, right? I don't think there's
Yeah.
a good one out there, but so she just needed to get away from the whole drama. Came here, and she's all stressed out. Told her about the Healy, ran it on her, and she was here with a friend, and the two of them went out for a walk. And she said to me, "Oh my God, Monica," she said, "I felt like a little kid. I was running, and then I was skipping, and I was laughing. And I said, I felt like a little kid again."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in the
Well, like
middle
I
of a
said,
crap course.
when you left my house, and when you got there, my whole thing was, I am not okay. I'm doing everything I can to just sit here and make this transaction with you, to laughing and being me again
Right.
and being
Yeah.
present.
Yeah. It does.
And now,
One of the things I notice is that I feel very centered and balanced and able to function
now
in ways that I haven't been for a couple of years. So
it feels like the connections are connecting. Now, somebody brought up in Sophie, and hey, Sophie, and I love Sophie, man. She's beautiful. She's a healer too. Um,
wonderful.
she says, I personally like the genius insight using binaural beats. I tried the remote scalar energy work, but not much convinced about the results with this approach. All the devices remind me of the work of Dr. Hilda Clark. Yeah, this is like number one. This is like Hilda Clark on steroids, and I did want to bring up the Genius, so I'm glad you did, Sophie, because I've had the Genius work twice. Once Andre did it for me, and then once Karen Luke McDonald did it for me. Okay, and even with my Healy, I still intend to have more of that work done because the Genius comes at you energetically from the outside in. To me, when I get the Genius, it feels like it works more outward to inward, where the Healy, to me, feels like it works inward to outward. Now, the biggest difference between the Healy and the Genius is the price, because you can get into the Healy for about 1/5 of what you can get into the Genius for. Okay, and so I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah, that is one of the.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
This company is founded by a gentleman, Marcus Schmieke, who was a monk. He decided he wanted to go into monastery and study spiritual practices from right out of college. And so he I love that, seek ye first the kingdom of God and then everything gets added unto you, and so that was kind of like his path was, I need to understand, the universe. I need to understand, where my place in it, kind of thing. So he's coming from a place of deep-rooted spirituality, and to me, that's very important. And it's one of the things that he makes it very affordable. This is not about the money for these gentlemen. It is not about the money. It is about getting as many Healys into the hands of as many people as possible. This is not new technology. This is new to us. It's newly available to us. This has been 20 years that Nuno Nina, who is a Portuguese doctor, has been working with these frequencies, and he's developed a series of 144,000 different frequencies that the Healy uses, and he's used these in his practice for 20 years on 500,000 patients by now in 7 different clinics in Portugal and around the world. So
this is not Johnny come lately. This is
not
well
Johnny come lately. There is another, the time waver machine is what he was using, and this is developed from that. So it's like that was the granddaddy technology, and this is the portable home use. Everybody gets one. Everybody can afford one.
All right, this just hit me while you're talking. Okay, and from my experience, from your experience, from the other people that we've seen experience, this is helping you stay elevated to get to your best timeline.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling energetically while you're talking. I'm seeing it shift people into better timelines because we know
and the
we're
highest
in that
version of themselves.
Yeah,
the highest and best version of themselves.
Yeah. All right. So, you're going to work with people on this, aren't you?
I am, absolutely. And to address your viewer's question there, about, I don't think it works real well. I'm willing to give you a session and let you experience it for yourself remotely. And through Kimberly's site here, we can go ahead and invite people to do that. All you have to do is contact me. She's provided a contact form, right?
Right. I've got the link below. It's a Woofu link. Okay. And what Monica's going to do, in case y'all really didn't grasp this, okay, for free, she will work on you. if you have somebody that needs this for free, give them the WooFoo form. Now, free appointments, I'm just going to say this, y'all. It's first come, first serve, and she's only going to be doing so many free appointments a day. So if you get in that free appointment line, don't be surprised if it takes her a little. Don't be frustrated, and don't get edgy. Okay, if you're not done right away, because when somebody makes an offer like this, sometimes they get a little overwhelmed.
Oh,
and yeah,
I would love to be overwhelmed.
So I sincerely want the people that listen to this to overwhelm you. I want them to overwhelm you, because I know so many people who need some help, who need that energetic adjustment. Because this really is a numbers game, what we're going through right now. Now, for those people who don't want to wait for the free appointment, can somebody contact you and pay you for an appointment if they want to jump to the front of the line? Yeah. Or maybe they could just get the device themselves.
I hadn't thought of that. Well, here's the thing. This product does have a 14-day money-back guarantee. Yes. If you understand the technology and understand that, or even if you just hear the stories and think, yeah, I need some of that. I want some of that. I want to turn back the aging clock by increasing my cell voltage, and I'm getting out of bed now. It's 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't used to see the other, I didn't get out of bed until 11 or 12.
No.
Yeah. It's, I was depressed. I was miserable. So, it's the energy is like none other. I have not experienced anything like this, where I feel physically in my body, I feel like I did when I was in my 30s.
Wow.
Or even 20s. There's the stiffness, the achiness, the pain, none of it. It's just all
gone. Well, every cell is surrounded by a biophoton of light. And if you do some resuscitation energetically, or do a jump start, to put 2 battery cables that will charge this biophoton of light around the cells, I imagine that's what's given us the feeling of reversing aging.
It literally increases the cell voltage, and it does it even if you're doing it remotely, or with the electromagnetic field. Because, like I said, the first 5.5 months I had it, I never even used the bracelets.
Right.
So it does. It increases the cell voltage even if you don't use the microcurrent. Although the microcurrent, it stands to reason that something you're putting directly into your body is going to be more effective than something that's in the energy field of your body.
All right. So Sophie has a few questions. All right.
Oh, good.
She said, yes, that definitely sounds more affordable. And yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
A free session is more affordable. Yes.
Right. Well, no, the device itself being the price of the gene.
Well, you can get in on the basic software package for only $500. This is technology that previously, it's $50,000. It's $20,000. Indigo machines, different types of machines that use radion frequencies.
Yeah.
They're in the $20,000 range. The whole purpose for Marcus to bring this to the market is so that everybody can benefit from this. This is for everybody. It's not just for a handful of people who can afford to pay $100 an hour for a session every day, right? Who can afford that? And it really is for everyone, and they can be shared. You can have one person in the family, in a household that has one, and it gets shared around. You don't have to, everybody doesn't have to have their own. You can do that as well. Or with the resonance, if you have one person get the resonance package, and then they can look at, they can use that program to determine what you're in most need of, and then you can run that on
yourself. That's the more expensive package, right? That's what you got?
The more expensive package, right? But what I'm saying is, yeah, you can absolutely, the basic Healy is $507, and it includes the Gold Cycle programs, which are
mailed to your house, ready to use to change things. And it's people are looking at the picture and they're seeing me hold this, and they have no clue, no clue what I'm holding up. That's what's kind of funny about it, because you can't really do it with words. And so this is why Monica is offering the free appointments.
Right. Because you have to feel it.
So that you can experience it for yourself. Yes, because, and so once you experience it for yourself, when I hold this up, you're going to go, oh, yes, yes, I know exactly what that is, and I want one. I need to borrow one. I want, and people come over to my house, and I'll just put them on the Healy because everybody will tell you what's wrong with them.
Right.
They'll take, and this is not about, for me, it's not about making the money. Okay, just like you, I just put it on them. I don't say, oh, well, I can do a session for this amount of money.
Right.
No, we just you need to be healed. Now, for what you do, you got the bigger program, and for remote appointments, I'd be charging for that. That's me. But it's accessible enough, and you don't have any reusable parts. I've bought so many pieces of equipment, being a massage therapist for 26 years. I had, back in my little cubby hole in Louisiana, I had so much equipment. Immediately, I was investing in equipment. And I looked at it this way. This was the math I did. All right, let's say I'm looking at purchasing a piece of equipment that's $4,000, right? How long will it take me to pocket $4,000? Pocket, okay, over and above, paying bills and everything. How long is that going to take me? Will this piece of equipment extend my career at least that long? Most massage therapists don't last longer than a year. They burn out. I one time broke a finger, and they x-rayed me, and the guy knew because it was a small town. And he's like, you're a massage therapist, and your hands, they're perfect. Your bones and everything. He said, my mom's a massage therapist, and she's all nutted up. And I'm like, well, some of my equipment that I've been using on myself faithfully is what's keeping. And I realized in that moment, talking to that x-ray tech, because at this point I'd been massaging like 16 years, knowing that most massage therapists are done for in 3 years, done completely. But all these investments that I made extended my career longer than I could have possibly done the math for. So when you make an investment in yourself, when you get a piece of equipment, and I know if you've never gotten a piece of equipment, it might be kind of like, ooh, well, research it. Make sure you're comfortable with your decision. For one, I'm not trying to push anything on you or this particular, I'm just telling you, as you move forward as a healer, occasionally we do incorporate equipment, and I've been very pleased. There's not one piece of equipment that I've purchased that I wished I hadn't. Because still, even some pieces that I bought back in the 90s, I still have, and they're still useful. But this one I don't think is going to go out of date or anything. And it's not a $10,000 piece of equipment, and it's not a $20,000. And Lord knows some of the equipment we've seen through the years, and the radionics, the first radionics machines were crazy. Props to anybody who could figure out how to make those things run and do it right. And so if you're not a technophobe, I mean, it's just this easy. You just turn it on. That's it.
Yeah, if you can use a smartphone, if you can use a smartphone, you can use the Healy. Yeah,
exactly. So it's that simple. And I know you said you've got a busy day today. All right, and so I'm looking at the time, and I
Yeah.
think we're starting to butt up on where I need to let you go.
Okay, yeah, I think I have guests that just pulled in, so I'm going to have to go greet them. But yeah, absolutely. This is the newest thing. It is a game changer. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it more again. We'll get together again. And this was my first time, so I'm a little discombobulated. I apologize.
It's okay, and I'm going to tell my listeners, y'all can find Monica at Facebook, and it's Monica GOOS.
GOOS. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
And thank you for letting me talk to your audience. I really loved being able to connect with them. And I'm just going to say one thing to everybody, and that is spread joy, because it's the only thing worth spreading.
Right. And then
Thank you.
I'm going to say this, share this video with anybody who could use that free appointment.
Sounds great.
Okay. All right, guys. Peace.
Thank you. Peace out.